Claudia. So as you guys can see, I have my mom here. This is Veronica Norris.
You don't call me Veronica.
This is Vray. I call her
Yeah,
Vray.
there we go.
And I am doing kind of a quickie impromptu video for you guys. Since Mother's Day is coming up, I thought it'd be really fun to get a mother's opinion for Mother's Day gifts, because I know, especially when you're trying to find gifts with your dad and your brother, good luck with that. They're like, I don't know. So I thought it'd be fun to do a bunch of books that you can get for your mom. If your mom is anything like my mom, she's a huge reader. You're in a book club, right?
I'm in a book club. I
She's
used to be in 3 book clubs.
Look at her go. So she loves reading. You love reading?
I love reading. We used to be in a book club together. Mother-daughter. That was a great thing.
Mother-daughter book club.
Yeah.
So if you are looking for a good book for your mom, these are all mom-approved books. So I always think reading is a great thing to do with your mom. You can't read with your mom.
No. You can have book club with your mom.
You can do book club with your mom,
Yeah.
but I think reading is a great thing, and most moms will appreciate a book, and you could always get her like her favorite tea and do a little book tea so she can make herself a cup of tea when she reads her book. And I think that books are something you don't need to go with your brother and dad for. You can take your dad, he can pay, but these are just great books for your mom, for anyone, any special lady in your life for Mother's Day. So anyone who helped raise you, your grandma, an auntie, anyone that you think deserves some recognition on Mother's Day.
I just wanted to make a comment because I read in the bath, so a book with some bath salts is an awesome thing. I'm not a bubble person, but
would you say a candle would be good?
I love my candles too, yes. So I think that's a nice little gift thing, and it's not too expensive. And some of the books that we have today, some of them are a little bit older, so I think if you went on Amazon, I don't know if you'll have time to do that, but sometimes they do free shipping, you get them really fast, but you might still be able to get something online, and they might be cheaper. So it's also good suggestions for Christmas or birthdays, that kind of thing.
This is an all-around Mother's Day good book guide. So we're just going to get into it. We have a bunch for like different types of readers.
We have different types of categories.
Also for other quick Mother's Day ideas, or if you're like a scrapbooker, or if your mom's a scrapbooker. My mom also has a blog if you guys want to check that out for more motherly ideas. So I'll link that down below for you guys. So check that out if you're kind of lost or want to see what moms do and like and stuff.
Moms that are a little older. And you know what? I'm going to actually should I tell your what are they?
You're my viewers.
Your viewers. I'm in my late 40s.
There you go.
I'm 47. I don't really care how old I am. It's just a number, as Martha Stewart is telling us. This is one of my new recommendations. I'm not, well, I shouldn't say, I'm kind of a Martha follower. I love Martha, but I also think Martha's a little unrealistic sometimes. However, because she does have a staff to do everything. I don't have a staff. It's me. And trust me, my kids don't do a lot of stuff. And you see a clean room, like,
or if
wow.
you want a good, easy Mother's Day present, do the dishes.
There you go.
Or vacuum.
If you're like my kids.
There you go.
So the first one, this is a brand new book that I think actually just came out today when we're filming this, which is May 7th. And this is Martha's new book. So I bought it for my mom because I think she loves Martha Stewart magazine, and she's kind of like me. But it's brand new. It's hot off the shelf.
And my Oma is in her early
70s. Yeah.
So that's another good book for a grandma or something like that.
That would be good. And I think it has to probably be someone who kind of likes gardening. And has
Martha Stewart.
And Martha Stewart kind of has that Martha Stewart thing, likes to cook and all that kind of stuff.
Gardening.
This is a book that I have to say I think everybody, doesn't matter who you are, there's actually a version that for men as well now. It's called Younger Next Year, and this one is specifically written for women. The first one that I picked up was just Younger Next Year. These two guys that wrote this book ended up doing a version just for women, and I have to say this is just a fabulous book for anyone, probably really any age, but I'm just going to say 30 plus. I gave it to my mom last year, I think, for Mother's Day. I don't know if she's read it all, but just great ideas of how to stay young, and the idea that we can stay younger if we exercise, eat healthy, all those kind of things. Same kind of thing I think Martha's saying. And then on that self-help kind of line, this is the woman that did the Happiness Project, and I read that a couple of years ago. I read a lot of self-help. I don't know what that says about me, but I just
some self-help.
I'm always interested in finding out about more stuff about myself and how I can improve and all that kind of thing. So last year I got this one. It's called Happier at Home. I think it came out last year, and it's great. I actually liked this one better than the first one. I thought for a mom who has children and might have limited time, the first one to me just kind of seemed a little bit overwhelming. I read it and went, ugh. I don't know if I'm happy, or I think I'm more stressed about all the things that I'm supposed to do. So I really liked the Happier at Home. It kind of identified more, I think, for women that have kids and are running around. Okay, have a couple of cookbooks, because I do love to cook, although...
So this is for the cooking mom?
Yeah, and also there's a lot of women, I think, and men, who like to just read cookbooks kind of like real books, and that's kind of me. I actually read my cookbooks cover to cover.
And the other thing with that is if you do get your mom a cookbook, you could always say to her, hey mom, let me make you something from the cookbook, or we could do something together. So it's kind of double whammy where you get her a cookbook and then you guys can actually spend some time together and bake some cookies, bake a cake, whatevs.
Awesome. Speaking of baking cake, Joy the Baker. She has got the cutest little blog called Joy the Baker, and it turned into a book. And I have to say, I haven't baked a lot from this, but I love like the recipes. It
looks so good.
There's one recipe per page with a beautiful photo. And the one thing that I have made for my family that they loved were these chili cheese fries, which of course I'm not going to be able to find out. They're just amazing.
So
if you get it for just that one recipe, but I just love it. Beautiful recipes, kind of a twist on traditional things. Then there's this series called Whitewater Cooks. They're actually Canadian who cooked at a ski resort in the BC mountains.
Okay.
Not the Rockies, but some other, I should know, the Kootenays. There you go.
There you go.
And anyways, I bought the first book, I think was their newest one that I bought, which was this Whitewater at Home, and it's a couple years old now, but I have to say this series is, if I could only have one series now in my life, this would be it. And I'm not saying it's low fat or anything, but again, this whole idea of you have one picture with one recipe, they're quite simple. Anyway, I love this book, and I love the whole series. So this is the most recent one, but the original one was Whitewater Cooks and Whitewater Cooks with Friends. So all of them are fantastic.
So there's 3 of them.
So yeah, those I have to say these cookbooks are fabulous. I love that they're not hardcover, because sometimes hardcovers are hard when you're cooking to kind of have them
Keep
flip
open.
So yeah, I really love these cookbooks, and every recipe I've made from these, everyone's loved them. They've loved all the salads, the main courses,
Even
some
the food
desserts.
on the back looks really good.
It's just, and the photos are beautiful. Like they've photographed
So
them in
yummy.
BC, and really good food photography.
Yay.
Now we'll kind of do the decorating thing. So this is, again, a fairly new book, and again, I'm a blog hopper. I don't read a lot of videos. I don't go to a lot of video sites or vlogs, I guess.
They're vlogs. We're vlogging right now.
We're vlogging, so I don't do a lot, but I do a lot of blogs. I've been blog hopping probably for about 10 years. Yeah, like I started in 2004.
Has the internet even been along?
Yeah, it has kind of. But I started like following people's blogs probably back in 2004, 2005. So this is a decorating blog, and I follow her blog. It's called Decorate 8.
We'll link.
Decorate. It's just decorate, but it's an 8 at the end. She'll link it. And she's written this book. She's actually writing her 3rd book. So I think this might be her 2nd book, actually. And I debated it today when we went to the bookstore again. Actually,
Which is a bad idea.
It's a bad idea, because her and I in a bookstore, we went in for 2 books. This one and
How
the
many
Martha
did you come
Stewart.
out with? Like 8?
Oh,
10?
10-ish, yeah.
YOLO.
Yeah. That's a haul. Is that a haul? What you guys call a haul?
Well, I'm going to do a book haul for you guys. I'll link it down below once it goes live, but I've got my stack of books behind there, so I'll do that for you guys in a bit. But we're on Mother's Day books.
Decorate workshop. Anyways, this is really cute. She kind of has drawings, and she has great photos. Her blog is really cute. And so we ended up buying the book because Claudia said it was cute.
It looks cute. And I like buying memories. Buying memories is an important motto to live by. Buy memories with your mom for Mother's Day.
Buy memories. What does that mean?
Well, like, when you go on a trip, you're spending money, but you're buying memories.
You are. And
same with, like, books. Like, your mom, every time she'll read this book, when you buy one for her, go buy the books. When you buy a book for her, she'll think of you every time she picks it up.
It's a very nice thing. I do love yoga when I go. I just haven't been in a while. So, and I'm trying to do meditating and Zen-like things. And anyways, so I picked up this book a few years ago. There, am I doing this right?
I'll hold it.
Oh, she's gonna hold it. And it's just a really cute, it's a fiction book, and it's based on this girl who goes to yoga for the first time, and it's basically, every chapter is based on one of the poses in yoga, and she kind of has a little story, and there's lots of mom stories because she's got a little baby in Seattle, and she kind of goes through her years of sort of parenting and stuff, and I just really loved it. I laughed out loud on the plane when I was reading it, and people were kind of looking at me like, what is this woman doing? But I loved it, especially if you're not great at yoga like me, and you struggle with some of the poses, and you're not maybe as bendy and flexible. It's just a really fun book. I guess our dogs
Those are our
like to bark.
dogs. And it says, my life in 23 yoga poses, so you could go to yoga with your mom. You could write a little note saying,
Oh, you could do yoga, like
let's
a
do
yoga pass.
That's so cute. So
Yeah.
with this book, if you wanted to get your dad to buy your mom and use some yoga passes,
Yeah.
and you guys can go be posers together.
Or if she doesn't have, like, you get a yoga mat. So, like, you could do a whole little, like a little
Yoga.
basket. You could get a yoga mat. You could get her the book and a pass, and maybe even, like,
water bottle could be cute.
yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
but I really love
Again,
that book.
buying
It's very fun.
memories.
Yeah. Then the other one, I think this is probably the most beautiful yoga book that I've ever seen or picked up, and it was kind of one of those ones that I just kind of found on a whim. And beautiful photos, and I just love this woman's story. Like, she was a musician, and she kind of got into this whole Kundalini yoga, which is a little bit different than sort of the mainstream, but she's just beautiful and natural. And if your mom is into that kind of thing, this is just a really beautiful book, whether she's into Kundalini yoga or not. But I loved this book, and it's on my
What's it called?
meditation shelf. Yoga for Real Life.
Are we saying the titles of these books?
No, not
All
really.
the book titles will be down below, and then I'll try and find links for you guys on Amazon. I'll link everything down below and ideas if you want, like the yoga bundle or the bath bundle, etc. I'll link all my ideas down below.
Now we're going to go into some non-fiction. So if your mom's a real reader.
If your mom is like into sci-fi or what? What's the other word? Non-fiction?
This is a non-fiction book.
Non-fiction real or not real?
Non-fiction is real.
Okay.
Fiction is the made-up stuff.
Got it.
So this is a real story about a real woman who really lived.
She was real.
She was real. She was real. And the author's real, too. One of the girls in my book club picked this, and initially I was like, oh, whatever. It's called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. And
So he lacks.
yes, Gila. No, the Gila cells. And it's
sorry.
just a fascinating book to me. So if someone has an interest in science, this is a really interesting book from a scientific point of view, but it's also the story of this woman and how she really has become immortalized because her cells are alive 60 some years after she died. And so it's sort of her cells have kind of revolutionized science research, and it's just really a fascinating book. I didn't think I'd enjoy it. Couldn't put it down. Like, every night, couldn't wait to step into the bath and read my book about Gila cells. So
And it says on here, doctors took her cells without asking. Those cells never died, so it's kind of creepy to think like her cells are still around. Not in like a creepy way, but like so weird to think that your cells can like stay like that. They launched a medical revolution and a multi-million-dollar industry. More than 20 years later, her children found out their lives would never be the same. So I just think it's cool that for someone who's not into science and someone who's very like, I would not peg my mom as a sciencey person at all.
I do kind of like science.
But just the fact that you can take a book that's for such kind of almost a depressing subject too, that to make it like someone is interested in reading it, definitely a great book to pick up for your mom.
This book is one that I read. It's called Summer at Tiffany. If you love Tiffany stuff, that's why I bought it originally. But it's a memoir, and it's this woman who's in her 80s. So I actually gave this to my mother-in-law last year. She's 85 now. And she just loved this book. Like, she went on and gushed about how great this book was. And it's really the story of this woman who grows up. She's probably in her early 20s, and it's 1945, and she's working at Tiffany's for the summer, and so it's the end of the war. And so for my mother-in-law, this was totally the time that she grew up in. And I read it and just loved it because it was just so innocent, really just sweet. I loved the sort of the time frame. It was just written from her point of view. And again, she's a musician as well and is still very active, and she's now, I think, 87 or 88. And she has a blog as well. Yeah, it's very cool. And at the end, her whole thing is, what was your best summer ever? That's what her kind of blog is all about.
And it's summer's coming up, and again, if your mom likes retro kind of things, or like past books, like reading in like the 1900s, great book. And again, for grandmas or aunts.
I guess that is in the past, isn't it? The 1900s. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if your mom is into architecture, she will probably really enjoy this book. A little scandalous, because it's about Frank Lloyd Wright and the affair that he had with this woman in the early 1900s. So we're talking like 1904, I think, is when they actually had their affair. So really racy back then. I mean, it's still like, so it's very it was kind of a controversial book. If your mom is in a book club and they haven't read this yet, I would highly recommend it, because we had wild discussion in our backyard last summer because I picked this one. Really enjoyed it, and especially if you do like architecture. It's a fiction version of what really happened, but she sticks pretty close to the facts and kind of embellishes the rest of it. So it is a fiction book.
So if your mom needs some scandal.
Yes, and then this is another book I read last year and loved it. 1920s in New York, Rules of Civility. I just really loved this book. It kind of followed two women in the 20s, kind of, just before the Depression, and it was just a really good, it's a bit of a love story and unrequited love, and yeah, it was just
Heather's pick.
Yeah. And the last one that I read last year, no, not the last one I read last year, but it's called The Last Letter from Your Lover. It's a stupid title because I don't think I would have picked up the book, but it kind of grabbed me. It's almost like a murder mystery sort of thing because you get all these letters and you have to piece things together because it keeps going into the past and forward, and anyway, loved it. Couldn't put this one down either because it's letter forms and I love letters, any kind of thing to do with letters. And on the topic of letters, this one I got for a friend of mine, and it's called Thanks, 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 and it's kind of a version of a gratitude book, and basically this girl was always writing thank you notes and stuff, and so they're really cute little thank you notes, and each one is almost like a little gratitude. And
that's so cute.
So this one is, I'll read one. Dear books, thanks for giving us a reason to find a place to call our own where we can build shelves for you and build structure for ourselves. I'll love you always, Leah. So it's all these little thank you notes that she's written, and I also thought this would be a fabulous book if you have a wedding this summer or you're going to someone's house and staying there for the summer. What a great little gift to give with some flowers, and it's a great...
Well, it's a good feel-good book. Yeah. And for those of you wondering, we did not plan that. That was just a weird that it was on books. That was like a freaky, she flipped to it. That was weird. It was weird. But good feel-good book for your mother. Yes?
Yes, mother or
cute.
friend,
and it looks
anybody.
Really cute on the inside. Look, they're like little letters.
They're little letters.
So,
and it's all handwritten too.
Super cute.
And then the last thing that if you really want to, you
really want to get the shopping spree from your mom.
Yes, and also just really have your mom kind of go, oh, I love my daughter. Not that we don't love our daughter, because we do, no matter what you guys do. But this is a great little journal, and Claudia and I had actually planned to do a lot of things when we went to Europe. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I don't know if you've told... They probably don't know that you went to Europe. Anyways, Claudia and I went
you guys may have. If you watched my Go Back video... link down below.
Yeah.
That one I talked that I was going to be going to Europe, but we over-planned for that trip.
Yeah, we were going to do a journal, like a scrapbooking thing while we were there. That lasted all of 2 nights. And then we were going to fill out this journal on the plane. Well, I think she slept and I watched about 5 movies.
I watched Gossip Girl.
Oh, right, you watched Gossip, and I watched different movies. Anyways, this little journal called Just Between Us, and it says, a no-stress, non-rules journal for girls and their moms. And I thought, if you're going to the lake this summer with your mom, or you're going to have some downtime, there's little questions. So each page has kind of a mother's side and a daughter's side, and you can each write stuff that, this one says, have you ever let fear stop you from doing something you wanted to do? Tell me about it. And that's from the mother. And then the daughter, same thing.
Same question.
Same question.
So it's like you kind of fill it out. And the nice thing is you guys can sit down and fill it out together and, again, make some tea or whatever. Or bake cookies from the cookbook that you got her. And it's just cute because it's, again, a long-term kind of thing for your mom. So it's not just giving her a book and saying, hey, read a book. Not that that's a bad idea, but it's nice. It's, again, the gift of time. And saying, let's fill it out together.
I also think, too, if you don't live near your mom anymore, this would be a great thing. You could mail it to her.
That's so cute.
And she could fill it all out, and then she can mail it back to you, and you could kind of have like a 2 or 3. I know.
I love that idea. That's so cute.
Look at me. Anyways, I think that would be I think any mom would love to get this book. So, I mean, if you only pick one book from all the choices that we've got, I think this would be kind of a fun interactive. You can get a really pretty pen or something like that.
You get like matching pens.
Yeah, or like...
I love the idea that you guys mail it back and forth if you don't live near your mom. Yeah. But again, just kind of a long-term, hey, let's send every Saturday for the next 3 months working on this together.
Yeah, and even, or let's take an afternoon. You get her Starbucks card and you could spend a couple of afternoons in Starbucks filling it out together or that kind of thing. So I think this is a fabulous Mother's Day gift. So
perfect.
I hope we've got some gifts then for mothers and grandmothers and all those things.
Important women in your life. So if you want to check out my links, they're all down below. And again, just so you guys know, all the books and their authors will be linked down below in the little down bar down there. And then some other ideas like the tea, the candles, etc. And thank you, Mom, for being in the video with me.
Thanks for letting me crash. This was so fun. I'd like to do this all the time.
I know, it's fun, right?
It's very fun.
So if you guys like more videos like this, definitely give it a thumbs up if you want to see more of my mom. And then subscribe if you guys want to see more videos from me. And this was just kind of a random impromptu video, so it's just because Mother's Day is coming up on Sunday. And I hope you guys all have a fabulous fabulous Mother's Day, and if you're lucky enough to have a wonderful mother like me, definitely give her some love on Mother's Day and show her that you appreciate her, because I don't think we appreciate our moms enough. So thank you for taking the blunt of my daily life.
Blunt or brunt?
I don't know.
Brunt.
Whatever. And for correcting me and telling me to make my bed and making me meals and such. So definitely give your mom a book and give her a hug, and I hope you guys all have a great Mother's Day. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!